What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I'm actually having to film from this front camera on this phone because the last video I shot was like this. How you guys doing? And I mumble like that anyway, but I mean my face was cut off. And it's a problem because I can't really look at the camera that good when I'm staring at my face. But that's a thing. That's a thing that I just need to work on. It's okay, buddy. I don't know if you guys have met this guy, but this is my dog. This is Butterbean. His name is Bean. He's an old dude. He's like, I don't know how old you are. How old are you, buddy? He's old. Super old. So, oh my gosh, dude. Where am I at? I don't even know. Still trying to get problems taken care of with this website, dude. I'm having, troubles getting the password to the customer and just getting done with it. This is probably not the best time to shoot a video, but I have this, I have to like pay attention to these urges I get to shoot a video real quick, because if I don't, by the way, this is bone broth. This is chicken bone broth. It's like, if I put 2 scoops in, it's 40 grams of protein in the morning. And I have problems with appetite in the morning. I can't really, it's hard for me to eat. So if I make this, then I can rectify the blood sugar problems. I have mind-body syndrome. I've mentioned this many times. It's one of the things that I try to increase awareness of, because there's such an epidemic in the United States of people with pain, chronic pain, where the doctors can't find anything wrong, and it's almost always, from my experience, mind-body syndrome. So this helps. Put some bone broth in, and get the caffeine in, because I've got I have symptoms of chronic fatigue and stuff too. That's all mind-body syndrome stuff too. This stuff can be correctly diagnosed by probably 30 doctors in the U.S. now who are hip to mind-body syndrome and TMS diagnoses and treatment. So it took me 11 years of feeling like I was degenerating and dying to find out what was wrong with me. So now I have a special doctor, special therapist, and I do a lot of writing, and I get better from this stuff daily. So yeah, the problems with web design I was talking about, and updating that situation. These problems are being made more clear by the day as I'm trying to handle this website, and seeing how residual contact and requests from people that I'm building websites for can become a problem. And this all came about because I found that guy who works at Adobe, who's just said he's, this guy's working for Adobe as a digital marketer, and he says he's haunted by these people he's building websites for that keep calling him for advice, 45-minute long phone calls, tiny things. He doesn't even do the stuff anymore. They're calling him on his lunch break. And I get, there's ways around all this stuff. There's ways to mitigate the troubles of this and actually work it out in the beginning contract-wise, so it's less painful. But here's the thing, man. Am I getting called out of what I'm doing that Tuesday or Monday afternoon to go fix something that's broken on a website, like some plugin that I've installed on all my sites that somehow didn't get updated, that is now breaking all the sites that I've worked on? So I got to go in, and I'm getting phone calls from all these clients. There's just so many problems with it. And I think, it's just a natural progression for me. Sometimes I go in and I find myself, and I know I'm on the right track. I feel like I'm on the right track, and it's like where God's leading me. And then I find out, because I'm so stubborn, I find out that it's just where God is leading me for right now on my journey. So what I'm looking at now is e-commerce and drop shipping, because it's a business that you can build and scale, and it is not a get rich quick scheme. This stuff is really complicated unless you're just brilliant at it, I guess. I'm not a brilliant businessman. I just have done it in some way or another since I was really young. 7 or 8 years old, I would go into the school. Was I 7 or 8? I was like 8 or 9. I would go into the school store in my elementary school, buy all the pencils and the pencil erasers that were fancy and nice. And that was the niche I got into, but you know, I would actually buy them out sometimes. And then as the week progressed, I would just, you know, I would inflate the price as the kids had nowhere else to go buy the pencils and the erasers, and you know, make money that way. So junior high, I got into blow pops and candy and stuff like that. And high school, I got into other things. So I've done this stuff for years. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Just the beginning stages of research. I've gone on Shopify and started to set up a site, but I really get what they're saying now about how you really need to find a product and then build a home for it, then build a shop, because how am I going to pick a theme without a product? So we're looking at products. We've got a list here. Me and wifey's got a list we're putting on the whiteboard. We're going to get a bit bigger whiteboard, I think, for ideas and Venn diagrams and whatnot. But yeah, this stuff has me stressed out. My guts are all locked up. That's just normal. It's how I know I'm on the right track usually, when I'm super anxious and stressed out. I get kind of suspicious when I find myself at total peace with what I'm getting into. Who was it? I think Stephen Pressfield talks about, you know, if you're out in a third world country doing volunteer work with Mother Teresa, and you decide to go home to Chicago and do telemarketing, you're probably going to get a break. You're probably going to feel a break in that resistance and that like stress and all the stuff that comes about. God, I need some sun on my face. I look old. Anyways, yeah, so there's the stress and the anxiety and that stuff. Get more and more better with that every day. The work needs to be done anyway. If I'm going to find some sort of work that's going to allow me to travel, that's going to have the possibility to be automated, and provide sufficient funds for me and wifey to travel more and to live the life we want to live, it's going to take work. The stuff takes work to find, research, set up, and make work so that so that it works. And then, you know, maybe once we have our first product and something's doing okay, we can move on to the next thing or whatever. I don't know what it's going to look like. I really don't. But I do know that it's checking off more boxes. If you have no idea what you are doing in life for work and career whatsoever, the best resource I have found for that is called What Color Is Your Parachute? I have done a video on it because I absolutely love it. And here is my completed flower. So what you do is you find out, like, you know, what kind of people do you want to work with? What are your favorite knowledges or interests? Your favorite mediums, your preferred salary range, where do you want to live? What's your mission? What kind of skills do you have? And it's your favorite working conditions. It's kind of like a big inventory for work and career and stuff like that, so that you can get all this stuff down on paper and have a good idea of where you are going. Because without that, you're just swimming around, man. I was, before I finally started doing the work on this flower, I built a business for sanding headlights on vehicles, because it super annoyed me that these cars that were like 3 years old were cruising around with these Lexan headlights that would turn yellow. And so I built to get this little business where I would go out and like, the business model was to go out and like fix these people's headlights, right? Well, I go to my first job and I get it, like it could have been streamlined, and I found myself in the high desert. I don't like desert. I don't like desert. I don't like heat. I don't like manual labor. There's a bunch of stuff went wrong with this. I did my first job. I went home and my fingertips were bleeding, and I was fetal position in the shower crying. So that's how that ended. It's just kind of funny now, but at the time it wasn't. The problem with that was that I didn't, when I was researching, and the guy in Florida that was like, you know, he was all over the internet with this headlight stuff, and he was like, yeah, man, this is kind of a part-time thing. It's really, really hard to make money. But if I would have continued to look at it and do research, I would have been way more clear. It wasn't for me. There's no way you're going to automate headlight cleaning. If you could do it, I mean, God, I don't know. It's just too hands-on, too labor-intensive, too many problems with it. And now when I come across something like, because 2 years ago it was psychology until I found out you had to work for someone else for thousands of hours. I was like, then it was, I built a website on conspiracies, did a data dump on that. No, don't want to do that. That's definitely not a good thing for me to be focusing on all the time, even though I love that stuff. And then it was, what was it from there? Cybersecurity. And we're like, that's really hard to like do. There is still only one of me with that. And then it's really, you know, companies kind of want you coming there and stuff. They want you showing up. You got to be on call for sure. Unless, you know, you don't always have to be, but there was problems with that as well. Too much, it's just, you know, too much schooling and stuff like that. And then it was, you know, and it's web design, and that's still in my repertoire. That's still in my toolbox of skills, and I can just, you know, start doing that again today if I want. But, you know, my point is, so with the e-commerce thing, as I continue to research this and I get more information about it, I can feed it into this flower and be like, okay, well, does that match my preferred salary range? Easily, if you stay at it. And if you make it work. Does it match my knowledges or fields of interest? Well, we got entrepreneurship here, helping people find empowering tools. A lot of people that do drop shipping, they end up actually making videos and helping other people get into it and stuff like that. So I absolutely love internet business and like helping people to get into different types of internet business with the limited amount of knowledge that I have. So favorite mediums, ideas, words, light, a lot of this computers, electronics, games, space and spaces that each thing that I come across now that I think I want to like switch into or make like sometimes it's just a 2-degree course correction. It fits into the flower more and more. So psychology fit into this stuff pretty good. And then building websites, pretty good. And I still might go back to it. I don't know for absolute sure right now. And I haven't really even fed drop shipping in here or e-commerce, but I will. And God, it's so long, 13 minutes. All right, I've rambled for a while. I need to have my bone broth, go to the gym. Hope you guys are doing well. I know it's kind of dark in here. I got the gimbal on the way. Don't buy a gimbal from Amazon. It's taken like 2.5 weeks for it to get here. I don't know, like, are they shipping it from China? I do not know about that. Go to Best Buy. Okay, that's about it. I hope you guys are doing good, and I hope you have a good day. What color is your parachute? I'm probably not going to leave the link for that below because I got to keep these videos going. They got to be super simple. I'm just going to share this to YouTube straight from my phone just to continue to document the process and put some sort of content up. Yeah, so you do what you can do, and sometimes things just need to be kept simple for me to continue to do them. So hope you guys have a good day, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.